For those of you who are familiar with my Superman superset training program, you are well aware of the importance of training your lower traps. Now, with traps, we typically think of, the upper trap development, but as those of you who've been doing the Superman know, the traps are actually 3 different muscle heads. There's the upper that you have that you can, typically see better on most people. You have the middle, and then you have the lower traps. Remember, it makes a diamond shape. The problem with building huge, strong upper traps is the fact that it leaves the other parts of the traps imbalanced. And when we have an imbalance, we're more susceptible to muscle injury. So you want to make sure that if you're doing your upper traps, you also train your lower traps. And with the middle traps, what about the middle traps? Well, middle traps get a lot of work when you're doing barbell rows and other back workout, as well as rear delt exercises. Those are great exercises for targeting the middle traps. So if you shrug, you're hitting the upper traps. If you do rear delt work or lat work, with rows, you're hitting the middle traps, but the lower traps tend to be left out, and that can cause a lot of neck and shoulder pain, especially for people who sit at a desk all day or on the computer, like most of us. And so you want to do exercises that also target the lower traps. And people think, well, how do you target the lower traps? One of the best exercises is in the Superman program. It's called straight arm dips, where you're basically on a dip bar and you're not bending your elbows as you would on normal dips, and you're literally just sinking down and pulling yourself up using your traps. Now, a lot of people complain that they really can't, they're either not strong enough, their lower traps aren't strong enough, they weigh too much to be able to do enough reps to really target that area, or they just can't really feel it when they're doing it. So I've got another version I want to show you that is a bit easier to do and will really help you to better focus on the lower traps. And it's basically called the straight arm press down. So you're going to put a bar. Now, I like using a wider grip, so I put a standard lap bar, and I'm right here in my cable crossover. I adjust it so that I don't have to come up and lift it, because I'm going to keep the bar behind me. So I keep it at a point where I can grab it comfortably, but not so low that I'm losing range of motion on this exercise. So I'm going to push down to straight arms. Now, the bar's behind me. I'm keeping my arms straight. I don't bend at the elbows. I'm simply going to allow my shoulders to come up as high as I can, and then I'm using my lower traps to pull my shoulder blades down, pulling the shoulders down as low as I can, squeezing the shoulder blades down and together in the back, really focusing on contracting those lower trap muscles, and then bringing it back up as high as I can and back down. You really want to do this nice and slow. Focus on the contraction in the bottom position. Like I said, this is different from doing them with your body weight, where it may be so difficult as you get in that top position that you can't really focus on contracting those lower trap muscles. This way you can adjust the weight so that you get a nice contraction. You'll really light and really focus on the movement, not the weight. Back up, keep those arms straight. Simply use just those lower traps to push your arms down, bring it back up, and it's that simple. I'd start off really light, maybe focusing somewhere around the 15 to 20 rep range, so you really get in the habit of how to do it properly and to really focus on feeling those lower trap muscle fibers. That's really what you want to be working. Don't worry about weight, worry about feeling those lower trap muscle fibers contract. It takes a while, so that's why I suggest you stick with those higher rep ranges. The more reps you do, the better it programs your nervous system to contract those muscles properly, and then that'll help to build that mind-muscle connection, which is really critical for employing those muscle fibers. You really want to be able to contract them and feel that. And then, I would keep this for, the end of your trap workout, or with the Superman, you're supersetting regular shrugs with the the lower trap exercise. For example, you could bring your dumbbells right over to the cable crossover, do your dumbbell shrugs, and then jump right in with a superset of the straight arm push downs. That way you're getting well developed and well balanced traps from top to bottom. So give it a try next time you hit the gym, and as always, check me out on Twitter. Let me know how you like it and how it's working for you, and look for more great tips like this here at gymstoppani.com.